Good evening and welcome everybody. Welcome to the VIV business presentation. My name is Brian Dalmasso and it's my pleasure and honor to be here tonight presenting the VIV business model to you guys. And if you're taking a look at this for the first time, what I wanted to do is actually take a little bit of a deep dive into the industry itself, the industry of direct marketing, and really understanding how success is built, how multiple revenue streams are built, and understanding a little bit about mindset, right? So wealth is really 95% mindset and 5% what you do. And, my background was mechanical engineering and construction and architecture and, great careers. And I've had a lot of success there, but not, there's no leverage, right? There's not a lot of wealth building in the engineering world. It's a great industry. I'm not saying anything about that, but it's not a lot of leverage. And what we teach here, what we're going to teach tonight and show you guys is a lot about leverage. So wealth is really 95% mindset, about 5% what you do. And you could be like the people in this picture here, on the stock exchange, and the New York Stock Exchange, be a stock trader, or you could be like this guy here, Warren Buffett. Right now, obviously he doesn't trade stocks, he trades companies, but think about what I'm saying here with mindset, right? It's the same vertical, same industry, but a whole different way of looking at things, labeling things big or small, hard or easy, different mindset. Some of you watching here tonight, you might be in the real estate industry, you might be a realtor, an amazing profession, it's a big vertical globally. Or you could be like this guy here, Grant Cardone, who's also in real estate. Now, he's not a realtor, but he controls about $2 billion in assets and growing. And love him or hate him, he's done very well in real estate. So different mindset, same vertical, different mindset. And what we're going to be talking to you guys about here tonight is the profession of network marketing. And full disclosure, I was completely ignorant about this industry for the first 40 years of my life as far as understanding the professional side of it. And there's about 150 million network marketers and growing globally. And you could be like, the people there, or you could be like a friend of mine, Alex Morton. I just turned 31 and he just passed $2 million a month in residual earnings from this industry. So much like any profession, there's amateurs and there's professionals, right? And in network marketing, it really, really pays to be a professional. So I wanted to educate you guys a little bit about the industry itself. And network marketing globally is over a $200 billion a year industry. It's not small. It's almost as big as Amazon. And there's more millionaire network marketers in the world than there are millionaire realtors. So let that sink in, because real estate is a large vertical. There's a lot of professionals, but there's more millionaire network marketers than there are millionaire realtors. And what we're offering here tonight with VIV is actually a recession-proof home-based business. Now, 12 months ago, people might have turned their nose up to home-based businesses, but COVID had a pretty good deal to do with that, educating people on the value of having multiple revenue streams, especially home-based businesses that you don't need to travel into work for, you don't need to commute for. I want you to really think about that as we go through tonight's presentation, and maybe even, your own life might have been impacted a little bit by the COVID, by COVID, either having one of you get laid off or killing your revenue streams. And one of the reasons why I am so passionate about the network marketing industry is what it's taught me. When I decided to go all in with network marketing part-time years ago, it helped me also scale my construction company from $1 million to 10 million. I learned a lot about sales and teaching and coaching, and I also learned about goal setting and setting C-type goals versus what I was doing. And since then, it's led me to multiple companies. I'm the CEO of a few different companies. I'm the number 2 earner in VIV. And I don't say that to impress anybody here. I really say it to impress upon you that for 40 years, I was ignorant about the industry of network marketing. And then I got educated, which is what we're doing here tonight. And it led to a lot of different things. So like I said, I have a soft spot in my heart for network marketing. And if you actually go around the world, most global thought leaders actually recommend this industry for building initial wealth. This is where you can learn to build teams. There's almost no monetary risk whatsoever. And you don't need distribution. You don't need inventory. There's so many things you can do. You're really just selling and building a team. And this is where you can learn, like I said, leadership, public speaking, teaching, coaching, training, all while you get paid, right? People who go to school to get their PhD in education, or like I did for mechanical engineering, right? And I didn't earn until I was done school. Well, network marketing is a whole different animal. You can actually learn from day one you can earn from day one while you're learning to build a team and learning how to build the skills. Warren Buffett has 2 or 3 network marketing companies inside of Berkshire Hathaway, right? If you follow Richard Branson at all? He's a huge fan of network marketing. He's spoken many, many times with one of my mentors, Eric Worre, here about the industry and how it's one of the best ways for the average person to build initial wealth. And you can see here, I mean, Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, I mean, there's Pete Vargas, a lot of people around the globe, including my mentor, Bob Proctor, are really, really passionate about the leverage and the power of the network marketing industry. So if you're seeing this for the first time tonight and you don't know much about the industry, I'd be happy to chat more offline. I can drop my information in here, but tonight we're going to show you a business model called VIV, and VIV is a technology company in the network marketing space. Right, very much like Airbnb or Uber, it's a technology company. We're leveraging technology to revolutionize an industry. And what I want to ask you here, this is a simple question. Who do you know that uses any of these services? Who do you know that uses electricity or internet or cell phones, TV, cable, satellite? Who do you know that uses any of these services, both residentially and commercially? Because what VIV is doing is we are helping people across the country. We have a nationwide network of negotiators. And the fact of the matter is there's over $60 billion being overcharged to people like you and me and your grandparents and friends and family on these household bills, right? These bills have gone up over 50% in the last decade alone, right? And we're paying over 64% more in hidden charges than just 5 years ago. So there's a lot in the industry. There's a lot of room here to help people. And like I said, what VIV has done is we've trained a nationwide team of negotiators to negotiate on your behalf. And it's very, very simple. This is not a complex business model. You can literally take your cell phone or your electricity bill or your internet bill. You can take a picture with your phone, upload it on the platform for free, and our team will negotiate on your behalf. And if we can lower your bill, we split the savings. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples, but whether this is you and your friends and family or the local pizza shop or a general hospital, there's no such thing as too big or too small. We can do this individually and also commercially. All right, guys, so this is how the process works. We get your bills, you upload those, and we give them to one of our top advisors. They go to work on your behalf, right? They're going to work on your behalf, and they negotiate using a lot of different metrics and a lot of different information, something called metadata. We have tens of thousands of bills where we have the information. We know what people are paying state to state to state, and we know where we can negotiate and get your bills lowered. But that's really the process. We reach out on your behalf. It's almost like having an insurance advisor, right? Or a CPA, somebody working on your behalf, monitoring all your bills. And we don't just do this once. We keep monitoring your bills for you on your behalf for free. All right, and the very next thing that happens is you get an email, just like this one here. I was working with my realtor friend, and you can see here that we saved over $1,800 on an existing 24-month contract. So she had this contract anyway. And I want to be very clear here too. We did not reduce her services. We didn't cut services, and we don't change providers either. This is not like a lot of other business models where they try to change it from Sprint to Verizon or vice versa. We assume you have the providers that you want, and we're literally just taking your bill the way it is, and we're negotiating it. So we're not changing any buying habits. You still pay your bill. We're just lowering the amount that you have to pay them. You can see here, we got her almost $80 a month in a bill reduction, right? But we also got her 8 times faster on her internet, an upgrade, and another upgrade, free Netflix for 6 months, right? So think about this, a couple of good benefits there. Now, the way the business model works, and you can see it right down here at the bottom, very transparent. When we negotiate and lower somebody's bill, we split the savings. So in this case here, Lauren saved $40 a month and we charged her $40 a month, right? Actually, she saved $80 on her bill. We charged her credit card $40. Here's another example of a small commercial clawback. You can see here that we clawed back on a sales tax audit, over $214,000. This is a commercial deal. So $107,000 went to the client, $107,000 went to VIV, and I think it was about a $20,000 commission went to the VIV consultant. So everything from a little to a lot. All right, guys, and like I said, this is called autopilot. We can negotiate all these different bills. Take a look at the bottom of the list, all these providers, some very household names, and we're just taking pictures with our phone. There's no risk. It doesn't cost you anything to upload your bill. It doesn't cost the company anything to upload their bill either, right? And if we find you money, we split the difference. It's also set it and forget it, right? You don't have to worry 6 months or a year from now. We're going to keep watching your bills on your behalf. All right, guys, so that's the first set of services. Another thing we have on the platform, because again, VIV is a platform, it's a technology platform. So we have something called a pro membership with a whole host of services. I'm going to get into that. A pro membership is $69 a month, and it includes a whole bunch of benefits. All right, one of the benefits is we have something called Getaway, which is a travel portal. It's a deep discount travel portal. I use this extensively. I've been traveling for the last 4 months, and I've saved thousands and thousands of dollars going through my own portal. And the difference here compared to Priceline and Expedia is we're not spending, the $6 billion a year that they spend in advertising. It's very, very simple economics. We don't advertise, so we get to get you the same inventory as they do for cheaper pricing. So this is very, very powerful. Another thing on the platform as a pro member is Medical, and this is telemedicine, 24/7, 365, telemedicine and video-based medicine. So if you have young kids, if you have elderly parents, it's good for up to 5 people in your family. They don't have to be living with you. And it's telemedicine like some of the larger providers provide. So very, very powerful. Another thing as a pro member is we are partnered with a national tax strategy company. And what we can do here, we work on your behalf. We can audit up to 3 years backwards, but this is not an IRS audit. This is an audit of either you, if you filed your own taxes, or your CPA. And full transparency, I actually pushed this off for a bit. And a few months ago, I actually did it. It's a free service. And they got me back in the process of getting me back almost $30,000 from 2017, 18, and 19. So very, very powerful. And you can see here, one of our VIV Pro consultants, Todd and Julie Hatfield, they were good enough to disclose what they got back. And you don't have to read this all, but you can see here over 3 years, they get back almost $62,000 that they had overpaid that would have gone undetected without this service. So for $69 a month, guys, I think you would agree that there's a lot of value here. Now, if you see the value in becoming a business partner as well, part of that $69 a month is something called Outreach. And this is a little app that works on your phone, and it's an automated funnel system for sharing the videos and sharing the information about VIV. You can share a little 2-minute customer video. You can share even presentations like this. And this little app will track the videos, and it'll track when people watch the videos and if they start watching more things. So from a prospecting point of view, again, for part of the pro membership, we have this very, very powerful app that's just amazing to work with. All right, guys, so that's the services on the individual end. Let me talk a little bit about commercial, and then we'll get into compensation and Q&A. On the commercial side of what we're doing here, we have a 3-part value proposition. We have the bill negotiation, which is very similar for individuals. You can simply upload bills for any size corporation in America, and we will negotiate and lower those bills. And the good thing is we get paid on what we save. So think about, like the one I showed you, we saved $200,000. Well, that's a pretty healthy commission for the VIV consultant that put in the lead. Also want to be very clear about, we don't negotiate as far as being distributors. As a distributor, like I am, as a pro consultant, all we're doing is lead generation. I might pique the interest of somebody at a company and say, listen, if I can show you how to lower your operating costs across the board, would you give my business partner, Joe, 5 minutes on the phone to explain? And then I hand it off and go to the next deal. The next thing we have is bill auditing. I was telling you guys about that. We can go up to 4 years backwards, right? Looking at things like water and sewer and gas and electric, sales tax, credit card charges, all these different things, these companies, and about 84% of all companies in America have been overcharged in some way, shape, or form, right? And this is why we can do this, by the way. We know that 9 times out of 10, we're going to find money for you or find money for these companies. That's why we can do these services for free. And then if we find money, excuse me, and we do our job, then we both participate. Everybody wins. All right, guys, the last thing in our suite of services or products is we do have energy efficiency products. Again, this is a commercial product. And these little guys here go on things like heating and cooling systems and things like walk-in coolers and freezers. So hotels, restaurants, chains, Dunkin' Donut chain stores, things like that. And these are guaranteed to reduce energy costs between 10 and 30%. These are massive, massive savings. And the reason why we can say that we guarantee them is we actually do free pilot programs. We'll go out to a company, we'll measure their energy for a week, and then we'll put these on, we'll measure it again. We'll give them a report that guarantees they're going to save X amount of dollars year after year after year before they ever sign any contracts with us. So there's really no question mark. And I think you can see here from watching this that we're always giving value first, right? We'll negotiate, find money, and then we split it. We'll do an audit, and then we'll give you a report, and then we can move forward. So VIV is always putting its best foot forward. And again, from a distributor point of view, if you look at this, here's the deal. There's a 117 location convenience store, and we saved over $500,000 a year. Think about right now what's going on in the economic landscape with COVID and businesses being at half capacity. Why wouldn't they take the time to do an audit right now? Just ask yourself that. And why wouldn't your friends and family, if you called them and said, listen, I found a way to save a few bucks on all of your bills and it doesn't cost anything. Would you give me a couple of minutes to share a quick video? Why wouldn't people say yes to that, right? So guys, everything from 18-year-old kids with cell phones and internet to the largest companies you can find in all 50 states, VIV has something for everybody, right? Whether you just want to save a few bucks yourself or whether you want to start a revenue stream, we have something for everybody. We're a home-based business, and there's over 60 million people and counting that just got laid off because of COVID in the United States. We reduce monthly bills, right? So we're in harmony with saving people money. 4,000 to 8,000 on average refunded on taxes for entrepreneurs. We lower taxes going forward. We have home-based medical, which again, right now is in harmony with everything going on. And when I told you this was a recession-proof business, I'm going to explain that. All right. So back in 2006, 7, and 8, when people stopped paying their mortgages for up to 3 years, they didn't stop paying their cell phone, their internet, their electricity. These companies will shut you off in a couple of months if you stop paying your bill. So when we're building a book of business here together over the next 3, 5, and 10 years, how would you like to have a business that had about a 94% retention ratio? I want you to really think about that. If you're going to put your time and energy into something, people don't stop paying these bills. They don't ever call up VIV and says, you know what, I'm sick of saving money, please cancel. And that's all we're doing. So I want that to sink in as we move forward here. So guys, the industry that we're talking about, just in 4 bills, right? Internet, cell phone, electricity, TV, over 600 million subscriptions just in the 4 categories. And we have dozens of categories. I want you to think about that. If VIV can capture just 2% of the market share over the next coming years, it's a $1.5 billion company, right? We're just getting started. We just passed our 2-year mark. Everybody here watching this, you're still some of the first distributors in the country. So we're at a ground floor opportunity, but we're not so new that it's just a startup that's not proven, right? We've already proven ourselves out. We're already profiting and doing very, very well. And you can look at all the areas here, right? Mobile phone, cable, internet. You can see these on the side. A lot of different services where we can be helping people. All right, guys, so I want you to think about VIV. VIV is a business in a box. We have the rapid funnel. We have things for ClickFunnels. We have all kinds of stuff for social media. We have the front office, the back office. Everything you need to run a business is here. It does the customer tracking. All you do is pique interest, share a video, and upload people's bills. That's all we're doing, whether it's residential or commercial. And then you reach out to people and share and see if they would like to do the same thing. So for $189 one time, you get this business in a box, $69 a month, $189 one time, and you're up and running. And the average VIV customer saves over $1,000 if you enter 3 bills. So again, from a business point of view, there's really no risk here, right? So let me show you a little bit about how we earn, and then we'll open up for Q&A. VIV is a simple points-based system, right? The more we save somebody, the more points we get. Anytime we enter a bill, we get points. Anytime we have a new business partner, we get points. Commercial, we get points. So everything we're doing, and the more we save people, it generates points. But there are 5 different ways to get paid. I'm going to go through a couple of them here. As you can see on the next slide here, again, when we're generating points for savings, we get upfront commissions, and we also get weekly base pay. All right, so when you start in the VIV business, very, very simple. Number 1, become a pro member. Number 2, enter your own bills. And then the next thing you do is enter a total of 10 bills, right? You might have 3 or 4 yourself. Talk to your brother or your friend or your sister, and you'll have 10 bills, $150 bonus. But we don't stop there, right? During your fast track bonus, right, every time you enter 5 more bills, it goes up by $50. And there's no limit to this either, right? Every time you upload 5 more bills during the fast track period, And you can see here that your sponsor also makes a bonus. All right, guys, so we can make actually quite a bit of money part-time just saving money on people's bills. Not a lot of network marketing companies can you earn significant income just from marketing the services and products. So VIV's quite a bit different here. All right, guys, and then the second way we get paid, or the biggest way I should say, is again from the points. As you're building a book of business, you're entering customers, you're building a team, they're entering customers, you get points. You can see here, the more points you have, the more weekly base pay. These are weekly numbers too, not monthly, right? This is 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week. So you can see here, if you were coming into VIV as a brand new distributor and you had some income goals, it's very, very easy to see what you need to do to get where you want to get, right? So if you're making $100,000 a year right now and you want to build this up to replace your job, you're going to want to get to the executive level, right? And that would replace your income. And don't forget, this is a passive monthly residual income. Once you build it, there's a 94% chance that book of business is going to stay and stick around. So that's going to separate this from most other revenue streams you guys have. And I do want to point out here, guys, that there's no limits. We have no ceilings in income. Now, obviously, these are bigger businesses. There might be some commercial accounts. These might be massive teams. But it is good to know for people that are very serious, you know, over the next 5-10 years, you could get some very, very significant weekly incomes, and it doesn't stop. As you see down the bottom here, every time we add 100,000 points, it's an additional 5,000 a week in income. So very, very robust, probably one of the best compensation plans in the industry. All right, guys. And the other thing that was listed on here is we have profit sharing. As you're building a bigger book of business, we have 2% profit sharing at the partner level and another 2% at the executive level. Again, those are more leadership type things, but very, very robust compensation plans. So if you're looking at this for the first time, it's pretty straightforward. And if you're asking yourself, you know, is this business right for me? Well, here's the two questions. Do you have a few bills yourself that you'd like to stop overpaying? And do you think you know a few people that you would be willing to ask and maybe share a video on if they'd like to save some money themselves? If you think you can do these two things, then this might be a good fit for you. All right, guys, so very straightforward business model. And again, I love VIV for a whole host of reasons. I'm very intimate with the leadership here, with the corporate side, and also the field. We've been doing this for a minute, and you know, VIV has been built on being customer centric, being, you know, for humanity. A lot of humanitarian trips. Once COVID stops, we're going to start doing some trips again. We've been all over the world doing mission trips in Guatemala and Mexico and just a whole host of places in the Amazon, things of that nature. So if you like to be part of a for-purpose company that cares about human beings first and profit as a result of having you know, happy clients and with a high retention ratio, the VIV might be a good home for you. All right, guys. So again, I'm just going to recap here and then open up for Q&A. VIV is a $189 startup if you want to run a business. To be a customer, it's absolutely free. I want to stress that. If you just want to check this out, if you want to try being a customer, you can get with the person who invited you, upload a couple bills, and have that customer experience. But if you want to be your own customer, if you see the value, again, the average saving at the 3 bills is about $1,000. So for a $189 startup and $69 a month, there's not a lot of risk here. And the things that we do, there's 4 things we do. Number 1, become a pro member. Number 2, upload your own bills. Number 3, upload a total of 10 bills, get your fast track bonus. And then you simply help other people repeat. You come up with a 5, 6, 7 hour a week business model that we teach, and you get into a rhythm, a weekly method of operation, and you can completely build this on the side. So hopefully you've got some value out of the presentation tonight. What I'm going to do now is open up for any Q&A that anybody might have. If you're new, we'll start off with anybody new, looking at this either from the customer point of view or from the business point of view. And if you have the ability, I'd love to have you guys turn on your cameras so we could see your smiling faces as well. Does anybody have any questions?